Hello everyone, it has been a while that I haven't done a chatty vlog and I wanted today to chat about my getting healthy journey. I will also share my food diary challenge. I think this is what I called it. I will share all the details in the description box below as well. If you want to join me on this challenge, would be great. After I had my daughter, I think like at some point at 8 months maybe I was on my normal weight, even under my normal weight. But then I started working and then everything started becoming more difficult. I did not have a lot of time to cook, and sometimes snacks, like easy snacks, were more easy. And at some point I remember eating a lot of sweets. And this over the years have translated into I am 164 centimeters long and I am 64 kilos. So I'll put whatever is the equivalent into pound and inches in the screen, because it's not on top of my head. I'm not overweight, but I am on that kind of limit of weight that I need to do something about it. Also because if you remember, I have vocal cord paralysis, and I've noticed that since I've gained weight, it's more difficult for me to talk properly. It's like my breathing is worse. So I'm hoping that if I go back to 57 kilos, which would be my goal weight, that will help me. The problem is that I don't know what I'm doing wrong. If it's something in my body, or if I'm kind of having bad habits still. I do have some bad habits and I have identified them, and I'm going to tell you what I'm doing to improve them. But first I wanted to talk about like general lifestyle choices that we have done with my husband. He is on board with this. One is we have chosen to have only one car. This is because, well, it's a bit different from US or Canada, where in order to move around you really need a car. Here European cities are pretty small and self-contained, so if you want to move in a city you can walk. And this is what we do over the weekends or when we are at home. Unless we don't have to go very far away, we don't take the car, we just walk from one place to the other. This is one thing. The other thing is we drink just water, most of the time at least. We don't buy juices, we don't buy Coca-Cola with soda, any soda, no beer, no wine in general, unless there is an event or something going on. Soda drinks is obvious why they are unhealthy, but maybe juices is not that obvious. And the best thing that I found that can describe it to you as well is this documentary on BBC. It was talking about sugars. I'll link it below. They did this experiment. To one lady they gave 11 oranges, and to the other lady they gave the juiced 11 oranges. So it was about 1 liter of orange juice. The lady, they were asked to eat as much as they can. And the lady who ate the orange, she could eat 1.5 oranges and she felt full. But the other lady, she could continue drink this orange juice for a long time. What happens is that you remove the fiber you divide the fiber from the fruit, and you have this liquid concentrated in sugar, and you can drink much more sugar than you would take eating the orange alone. And we tend to walk at least half an hour every day, but sometimes more, and sometimes up and down, because Switzerland has mountains, so that's good. However, this is not enough apparently for me, and I assume because I have some bad habits, one of which I do consume quite a bit of coffee, about 3 cups a day, but I'm trying to lower it down. It's not an healthy level, but I don't think it has any huge benefit for me, so I'm trying to cut it down. Sugar, I noticed that after 8 months after postpartum, I started eating sugar. At some point it became like a sugar craving, and a lot of sugar in my daily eating habits. But since then I have started cutting it to the point that we eat sugary breakfast, but then I try to stay away from sweets and sugar all day long. Sometimes I take a biscuit with coffee after lunch or after dinner, one or the other, but that's it. So we don't snack on chocolate bars or anything like that. We never do. We never buy them at all. And this kind of removes that temptation from us. I think sugar is not easy because it's very tempting to eat sugar. But what I do is, if I'm craving sugar, I try to eat it in the morning. So with breakfast, and then during the day when I'm craving sugar, I will rather get a fruit than anything sugary. And fruits are good, they're healthy sugars because they're packed with fiber and nutrients, so they say they don't count towards the daily allowance of sugar. And my cutting point for sugar is about 6 to 10 small spoons of sugar, so this is what I would like ideally, not to go over it. And if you watch the documentary, I will link below, it's 1 hour. It explains better why it's recommended amount, there is this recommended amount, and why it's good to stay under this 6 small spoons. But it's hard because even if you drink 3 coffees, I take 1 small spoon, there are 3 small spoons of sugar, and then whatever you eat on top of that is on top, sugar on top. So as for exercising, I removed from my head this idea that if I want to do exercise, I need to go to the gym. It's not possible. It went better when I accepted this and tried to find resources for doing it from home. My husband actually lost a lot of weight just going walking 2 hours a day. But you need to find those 2 hours a day. On YouTube I found this fitnessblender.com, and I'm finding those exercises that they do very good for me. I'm gonna link below a 5-day challenge that they have, and I tried to follow it. I just finished last night. It's pretty tough, but it feels good because they are a full, complete set of exercises that you can do as well. Lastly, for nutrition, at this end I'm coming to my food diary challenge. Nutrition wise, I was talking to my friend and also a viewer from YouTube. She mentioned this as well. This is what my nutritionist friend told me. It was a revelation for me. I didn't know this, that the best kind of the easiest way to split your nutrition is to split your plate on 3 parts. So you split it in half should be vegetables, and the other half you split it in 2 halves, and 1/4 should be protein and the other 1/4 should be carbohydrates. I am having this friend, I'm having her do my diet for me, and I will follow that too. So I'm doing also this food diary challenge. What it is this idea of making yourself aware about what you eat in a day. And I'll try to link a good article from BBC, but we found it also on our own research that when you kind of are monitored, you monitor yourself for food intake, it's like a self-control mechanism that comes in, and you tend to lose weight because you make yourself aware about what you are eating and you are making conscious decisions. It's very powerful, and doing it online is even more. And I'm sharing everything what I eat, and this is perfect for not snacking outside your normal time, because you think, well, if I snack now I need to photograph this and share it, and it has worked perfectly. I've lost 1 kilo since I started this kind of sharing, but I'm also on exercise. I don't know which one is contributing more. But if you want to join me, please do. I will leave the details below. So what you would have to do is just to share your picture, hashtagging it Food Diary Challenge. You can do so in Instagram or on Facebook. Like my Facebook page if you want to see more of my pictures. And otherwise, I think this was all. I would love to hear if you are on the same journey and what are you doing, so that maybe we can motivate one another. Otherwise, thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.